Good morning and welcome to another chat with Nat. I'm here with my husband, Johnny K.
How you doing, Nat?
All right, so a lot of people are waiting for this crash to come in the real estate market. Everybody's saying, oh, home prices are down, aren't they? Well, not really here in Ventura. Johnny, did you hear Amanda last night, one of our dear friends, chatting with us about the home prices?
I did. So give us a little bit of the rundown of what that conversation entailed.
So there's a home for I believe it was listed for $939-ish. And she said that one of our mutual neighbors was purchasing it because she's got a daughter who's pregnant and lives out of state and they want to come back. But they're not exactly sure where they want to buy. And so the mom said, let me buy you a house temporarily and you can live there until you sell your home and decide where you want to live in Ventura.
That's a good mom.
Must be nice.
That's a good mom.
So the house is listed at $939. She says, I'll buy this for you. She puts an offer in all cash, $1,010,000.
Jeez.
And she wasn't the highest offer.
Yeah. It's just not slowing down, is it?
She wasn't the highest offer. Yeah. But since she was all cash, they were able to secure it. That's what's crazy right now. The low, like the entry point, anything that is under $1 million is selling like hotcakes.
Yeah, but that also is because money is running. I mean, the conversation with the gentleman who called me this morning, who we won't name, but he knows he's out there. We'll call him S.
And we love S dearly.
Oh yeah, S is great. So S calls up and says, that his company that he works with banked at, what is it, SVB? Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah, banked there, and they had to fight tooth and nail to get their money out of the bank, and they did successfully. But yeah. So I mean, all this money that's coming out of all these different areas are going into these barrier entry, houses. And it's interesting because I saw that house on the beach and I go, hey, take me over to that house on the beach. I want to look at that place. And it's $3 million. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of that stuff is having major reductions. So the high end stuff I'm seeing drop down, considerably in some, in some places, but the low end, the barrier entry, oh my gosh.
Because a lot of those are first time home buyers or they're investors, right? And investors in California, it's so expensive. So unless you've got millions of dollars in cash, there's nothing that you can buy. So if you want to get into investing, you're first time investor or second time investor, that's the price point. First time home buyers, they've seen rents skyrocket in the last couple of years. And they're thinking, well, I thought I was just a renter, but the prices keep going up and up and up and up. I can't afford to keep renting. I need to have a fixed payment. Even if it's a very large payment, I need to have a fixed payment.
I keep hammering home to friends that I know that are looking for a place to get is, look, all the places that I've personally purchased were all on the MLS. We paid usually under market value for what it was going for, but it's really about wait until everything gets quiet, And so all you have to do is wake up every morning and go, okay, I'm just not into it. Well, that most people are saying that. So that's when you say, okay, well, I'm going to get into it and I'm going to go look at stuff. I'm telling you, like everything, even, my parents' place right now is, I remember nobody wanted to touch that place. It's sat on the market for so long, and it is now, like, don't get me wrong, double. But the point is, we went in waiting for the right moment. So it's like, and the right moment could be literally tomorrow. It could be, next week. And it's not wait and see, it's wait and respond. Like, wait until everything, as crazy as it could be, is like, another bank closure, could either cause two things. It could cause more money to run into those smaller barrier entry level, markets, or it could be like nobody wants to buy anything. So it could go either way. And it may not be a bank, closure. It may be something else. It may be an earthquake. I'm telling you, like, living through the earthquake in California, I saw houses that were in great areas like Sherman Oaks that were worth $1 million. I mean, even at that time, that went for $300,000. And yes, they had damage, but that damage is fixable. And that, the one particular house I'm talking about is, I kid you not, is 4 million, 4.5 now. Just wait, wait. And I can't say wait for a natural disaster, but, I've done that before. I've done that where, there's a natural disaster up the coast and nothing happened to the place that we were looking at, which is a good sign because it's like, this is a 100
Very stable.
Yeah, 100-year storm. So yeah, just wait for that moment when everything gets quiet.
Well, you don't have to wait necessarily till everything gets quiet, but you can not have the panic mindset. And that's what a lot of buyers have. They start looking, right? They don't find anything right away, or they get bid out on properties, and then they start to be panicky. Oh gosh, we have to get this house. We better put in all this extra money, and we better do this. And they start to they carry themselves away. So a lot of times as a real estate agent, I'm like a life coach. I'm like, hey, calm down, take deep breaths. Like, this is not the end all be all. Looking back at all the transactions that I've done, sometimes it takes a while, but the right house always finds the right people.
This is a perfect example where we are right now. I completely came across it at work, like everybody else does, on Zillow, or if you're on realtor.com or any of these other ones. But I came across it and I said, hey, go look at this one. Okay. You went, you looked at it before I got home, and you're like, it's got great bones. Okay. And a lot of people looked at it. My favorite thing is my dad walked through it and my dad's like, is this a foreclosure? Like your sister walked through it and said, this has bad juju. And I sat there and I ran all the comps, ran all the numbers, ran all the stuff, even 10 years ago. And I said, holy cow, if we put an offer in, this is below market, even though it was in bad shape in the whole thing, but this is, below market in my opinion, as far as what I was seeing and all the research that I was doing. And a lot of people were hesitant. A lot of people were like, oh my gosh, this has so much, damage, this, that, and that. And it really wasn't the kind of damage that is not fixable. And sure enough, yes, I didn't really care either way, to be honest with you.
Right.
And it wasn't until, AV was interested in the place.
Yeah, our oldest daughter.
And I won't go into the story right now, but the point was, I said, okay, fine, let's
try to get it for her.
Yeah, let's put this, offer in, and she participated in the offer, which was more important to me that she was participating in it. Oh, say hello.
Hi. Hello, Sar. This John Smith calling from Microsoft. Saft, how may I be of help?
So fantastic.
Well, thanks for joining our live stream.
Well, no, I wanted to finish this thought really quick, because I know you got to go. You got to write some offers today.
Right.
So it wasn't until I actually, stepped into the deal, but I really didn't care. I was like, oh, this is this makes sense. But I wasn't rushing. I didn't have to have it. Yeah. So it was that whole mentality of like, yeah, if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, we got it accepted in the whole thing. And so, yeah, you really want to have that mindset. You want to have that mindset of numbers and does it make sense? And you're willing to wait. You're willing to rate, in a way, you're sitting there waiting. Let something fall in your lap, and if you show up and you go outside and it falls in your lap, then awesome.
Well, but also don't sit idly by. Go look at everything. I mean, Johnny and I we go to open houses regularly. I'm a real estate agent, okay? I go to see brokers tour houses every single week. So don't sit idly by, don't wait for something to fall in your lap. You still have to be out there looking, right? You have to see what makes sense to you. You have to look at different neighborhoods, different layouts, different floor plans, all of that stuff. You want to talk to neighbors, you want to be out there giving out that energy of, okay, I'm looking, I'm doing my due diligence. And you also want to be talking to your your lender. You want to be saving more cash. You want to make sure that you have all your ducks in a row so that when the time comes, you can pounce on it. And, if we hadn't since I'm in the industry, we're already thinking along those lines anyway. But if we didn't have our ducks in a row, we would never have been able to secure this place.
Yeah. And make it into a group effort. I have these games with you and you don't even know it. Like, where it's like, for example, the house that you just looked at this weekend for 1.6, she'll look at it and she'll know the information about, it's 1.6. She has the realtor information that, behind the scenes and all this stuff, more information that I get, off of Zillow and realtor.com and such and so forth. But it was funny because as soon as you mentioned it, I'm like, oh, and he paid $800,000 in this year, like all this information. And you're like, no, I didn't even look at that.
I could look it up.
No,
I just hadn't. I
hadn't
just
looked at that.
out and about looking at the open houses.
But it's my game with you where I'm just like, I want to know that information, find that information out to add to the conversation.
Yeah.
And the kids are doing the same thing, we're getting the kids involved, even as crazy as it sounds, like if we were really serious about something, does Diana, our dog, like the neighborhood?
Yeah.
But build your team around you, your family, your friends, and get people involved looking for you as well.
Right. Yeah. Actually, I started looking for a client of mine and, her criteria was a mobile home. She wanted to be in a certain area of town and she was looking at certain parks. And so we started looking in there and whatnot. And then her friend sent her this other property that was over, not in the neighborhood that she was thinking about, not in the park that she had mentioned that she wanted in. And we went and looked at that one. And that was the one she fell in love with. So, when you have a team, you have people looking for you. They may find something that you didn't even think that you wanted. So keeping an open mind too is really helpful in a market like this.
If anybody has any questions, just ask and we'll see the question. Not the guy from Microsoft. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that was a roto.
Feel free to utilize the chat, folks, and feel free to utilize comments. We'll look back on the comments from this live stream before we go live next time. So thank you all for joining us this morning on Chat with Nat with our little coffee, having a little husband time this morning. So I hope you all have a great Monday.
See ya.
Take care. Oh, and this is Natalie Oman with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, California Properties 02085495.